Who is directing your life? The theory of the mind. The power of your subconscious mind. Theory of the mind. The mind is made up of the conscious, critical, and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the place of your thought life and is physically mapped in your frontal lobe. The unconscious or subconscious mind is in your limbic system, which is the seat of your emotions. When you are born or formed, your mind is assumed to be blank. This is called the primitive mind. Then you unconsciously begin to learn until age when your conscious mind begins by the formation of critical mind gate. It is easier for you to learn consciously now and difficult to learn subconsciously because of the critical gate. When the critical gate opens, unconscious learning can resume under the guidance of the conscious mind. The critical gate still opens for a short time as adults, that is 30 minutes before sleeping and 30 minutes after you wake up. 88% of your mind is unconscious and is the most powerful driver of your habits and behaviors, while your conscious mind is only 12%. It is your subconscious mind that created your physical body and starts your organs and still maintain them. We are talking about the autonomic nervous system here. Distinguishing between the conscious and the unconscious mind who runs your body. Breathing is something you do unconsciously. Until we ask you to become aware of your breathing, you don't notice each breath, the air going in through your nose, or the movement of your chest and diaphragm with each inhalation and exhalation. By paying attention to your breathing, you bring your breathing into your conscious awareness. As you continue to listen, you then stop noticing your breathing again. It slips back out of your awareness, that is consciousness, along with other process that runs your body into your unconscious mind. Do you consciously or voluntarily start your heart to beat? Do you consciously know when the time comes for you to feel thirsty, or indeed how to consciously pick up a glass of water when you are thirsty? This example goes to show the huge influence that your unconscious or subconscious mind has on the running of your body outside of your conscious awareness. Your habits and routines are first learned consciously before they slip back to your unconscious awareness. Your conscious and unconscious mind excel at different things. A useful extension to the conscious and unconscious mind metaphor might be to think of your conscious mind as relating more to your left brain and the unconscious mind relating to your right brain. Knowing that each is best suited for, knowing what each is best suited for can help you to recognize whether you are better at using your logical left brain or your creative right brain. You may then decide to focus on aspect of your mental development. For instance, learning to draw if you are more left-brained, or learning applied mathematics if you are more right-brained. Certainly, discovering how to meditate develops the trait of both parts, that is both the conscious and unconscious mind, and get them to communicate better and to work together. The ideal situation is to have your conscious and unconscious mind working as one, pulling in the same direction. By getting your unconscious mind on board, working with you rather than against you, you can achieve much more in life, such as setting and achieving compelling goals with much less effort. The subconscious, comfort zone, and emotional pain. 88% of our activity and function of our body are done unconsciously. Known represent emotional pleasure to the subconscious mind. Unknown represent emotional pain of the subconscious mind. Our known becomes our comfort zone. Our comfort zone dictates a lot of our behavior. If our financial comfort zone is at 2 million naira, anytime we go much above that, we get uncomfortable and begin to procrastinate or sabotage our success in an attempt to get back to our comfort zone. Anytime you get much below that amount, you get motivated to get back up to your comfort zone. We have to look for a way to consistently expand our comfort zone upward. Comparing the conscious and unconscious mind. The conscious mind excels at working linearly, processing sequentially, logical, logic, verbal language, mathematics, and analysis. The unconscious mind is better at working holistically, intuition, creativity, running your body, take care of your emotions, and storing memories. Grasping how you grasping how your fears can drive you in the wrong direction. Your unconscious mind not only controls the running of your body, but also has a tremendous impact on the results you get in your life. Have you ever wanted to do something consciously but ended up doing something totally different? You can decide consciously that you want to achieve a goal, but if your unconscious mind isn't on board, it may assist you by fulfilling its own agenda, which may be contrary to what you consciously think you want. Imagine what you can achieve when you are in rapport with your unconscious mind and able to go in the direction that gets you to your goals quickly. Subconscious can't process negatives. Your unconscious can't process negatives. It interprets everything you think as positive thought. So if you think, I don't want to be poor, your unconscious mind focuses on the poor, and because it doesn't do negatives, the focus becomes poor and everything you associate with poor. Being poor then becomes the goal of your unconscious mind, and like a young child desperate to please, it helps you behave in a way that keeps you poor, which is obviously not what you wanted. See no evil, hear no evil. That is why stating your goals in the positive is so important. In this instance, instead of thinking, I don't want to be poor, you need to think, I want to be wealthy. Because this creates the representation in your mind of what being wealthy means to you and helps you keep your focus on what you want. Your unconscious mind needs direction. The unconscious mind is a mischievous monkey always leaping from tree to tree. The way to keep the monkey occupied and out of mischief is to stick a pole in the ground and direct the monkey to climb up and down the pole. If your conscious mind doesn't provide a direction for your unconscious mind, the data looks for direction wherever it can find it. A young directionless child, for example, may find that joining a street gang provides a structure to their life, and, uh, and they then find that they can get their direction from the leader of the gang and the gang laws. Your unconscious mind does the same thing and needs direction and focus, or it may create destructive behaviors in you. Importance of relaxation and solitude. In order to direct the unconscious mind, you need to open up communication channels between your conscious and your unconscious mind. This rapport is developed by finding a quiet time for meditation or relaxation and examining the memories presented to you by your unconscious mind. Thought transfer between your conscious mind and unconscious mind occurs when the conscious mind is calm during sleep. If you want to consciously communicate with your subconscious mind, do so 30 minutes after you wake up or 30 minutes before you go to bed. Your unconscious mind is the seat of memory. Your unconscious mind, the preserver of memories, all your experiences are recorded faithfully in memory. The storage and organization of these memories is the responsibility of your unconscious mind. Part of the function of the unconscious mind is to repress memories with unresolved negative emotions. Another function of the unconscious mind is to present repressed memories for examination in order to release trapped emotions. Your unconscious mind is a learning machine. Your unconscious mind thrives on new experiences. It needs to be fed with new possibilities and can get you into trouble when you don't keep it from getting bored. Your unconscious mind behaves like a highly moral being. The unconscious mind keeps you on the straight and narrow path of whatever morality it learns by enforcing its morality on you, even if society judges that morality to be wrong. That is why a terrorist will kill without remorse, because he has been programmed to know that it is morally okay for him to kill the infidels. If, however, your unconscious mind decides that you deserve to be punished, you can be racked with guilt and exhibit behaviors designed to punish yourself, even though no law says that what your unconscious mind sees as bad is actually so. Your conscience is the voice of your spirit, your subconscious acting as your moral compass and guide. The reticular activating system, RAS, determines what you are conscious about and what you are not conscious about. This filtering network is called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short, and it works like an antenna, noticing stimuli and alerting your brain to pay attention. The RAS lets in only data that meet at least one of the following criteria. 1. The information is important to your survival. For example, when you are in deep sleep or wake up because you hear a strange noise in the house, or when you are jaywalking in a daydream and you are alerted to traffic bearing down on you. 2. The information has novelty value. Remember the last time you decorated a room. Initially, you had this feeling of real pleasure each time you walked into the room as you saw the wallpaper with fresh eyes. Then after a few weeks, you notice that a painting is skewed or an ornament not quite central, but don't necessarily notice the pattern on the wallpaper or the color of the paint. This reaction is because the novelty has worn off. It's the same behavior when you first buy a brand new vehicle and you are all over the vehicle cleaning and washing it for the first 6 months. After 6 months, you don't seem to care again. Number 3, the information has a high emotional content. The survivor aspect also applies to other people. You are alerted instantly if your baby's breathing changes, but sleep through your husband snoring or numbling in his sleep. Effectively, the RAS operates on stimuli that are above its threshold of observation. Mundane and daily routines slip below this threshold, helping you to notice things that are relevant to your current goals. Your beliefs affect the threshold level of the RAS. Someone who believes that they are poor spellers may not see an advertisement for a reporter's job. Memories and your unconscious mind. Understanding how your brain works and how memories are created is important because this understanding increases your choice of behavior. A lot of the memories, emotions, and resulting behaviors are unconscious, and you are held in a trap, powerless to help yourself until you can understand how your memories were created and you can choose which memories affect your present. How memory is created. Memories are normally created when information from reticular activating system RAS is sent to the part of the brain called amygdala, where the data are given an emotional weighing or sorting before being passed on to the hippocampus. The hippocampus evaluates the data against those held in long-term memory and presents them to the cortex for analysis and refiling back into the long-term memory. Encountering post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. PTSD is common among those working in emergency services as well as the unfortunate victims of war, abuse, and crime. PTSD occurs when the amygdala receives input with a very high emotional value, gets in a panic, and can't send the information to the hippocampus. Because of this, the traumatic event gets trapped within the amygdala, and the hippocampus is unable to present the memories to the neocortex for evaluation, which means the brain can't make sense of the event. Because the amygdala is the organ primarily involved with your survival, in PTSD sufferers, it stays in a constant state of arousal, causing flashbacks and high level of anxiety. Phobias and PTSD. Phobias and PTSD are part of group of anxiety disorders. Both have a similar structure in that a memory stays trapped in the amygdala. Fortunately, these days, Fortunately, these days, you have the neuro-linguistic programming fast phobia cure, which can be very useful in helping people recover from both anxieties. Handling phobia. Phobia are the result of trauma, such as having a frog drop down your back as a child, whereas others believe that phobias are learned response, such as when a 2-year-old child is confronted by a cobra and becomes phobic as a result of the reaction of the adults around her. Employing the NLP fast phobia cure. The NLP fast phobia cure allows you to re-experience a trauma or phobia without experiencing the emotional content of the event or having to face the trigger that normally set off the phobic response. You need to ensure that you work on this process in an environment where you know yourself to be completely safe, in the presence of another person who can help to keep you grounded if you begin to panic. This process ensures that you examine an experience while you are doubly dissociated from the memory, creating a separation between you in the now and the emotions of trauma or phobic response. The double dissociation is done through having you watch yourself in a cinema, that is dissociation, while watching yourself in a cinema screen, double dissociation. Now, accepting that beliefs and values make a difference, they are part of your subconscious. You may have heard someone say teenagers today they don't have any values. Well, everyone has values. They are just different for different people and groups of people. Your value and beliefs are unconscious filter that you use to decide what bit of data coming in through your senses you pay attention to and what bit of data you ignore. You know what that means, don't you? The unconscious 9/10 of your brain has been sitting there on the quiet, building up all sorts of beliefs and making all sorts of decisions about you and your environment, and you are not even aware of them. Getting to grips with the power of beliefs. Your beliefs can, when allowed to go to the extreme, have the power of life and death over you. Your belief can help you to health, wealth, and happiness, or keep you unwell, poor, and miserable. The power of belief. Just as you have positive, empowering beliefs, you can also have negative, disempowering beliefs. If you had the misfortune of being bullied at school, you may have developed a belief that people in general aren't pleasant. This belief may make you behave quite aggressively towards people when you first meet them. If some people then respond in a similarly aggressive way, their behavior may well reinforce your belief that people aren't pleasant. You may not even notice when someone responds in a friendly, pleasant manner because your belief filters aren't geared to noticing pleasant people. The really scary thought is that other people's preconceptions can place false limitation on you, especially if the other people are your teachers, bosses, families, or friends. Creating beliefs. Beliefs are a set of instruction, statements that were accepted logically in our conscious mind to be true, and through repetition has been passed to our subconscious mind and wired into our memory. Working with your values. Values are what you hold important to yourself in a premise or what are valuable to us. Values are the hot buttons that drive all your behaviors and are your unconscious motivators and demotivators. You act because of your values. When considering your values, ask yourself the question, what is important to me? Your answer reflects your values. After you've acted, you use these values to judge whether the deed was good or bad. Values affect the choice of your friends and partners, the types of good you purchase, the interests you pursue, and how you spend your free time. Your life has many facets. You are probably a member of a family, a team at work, and maybe you belong to a club in your pursuit of a hobby, just to name a few. Each of these areas of your life, family, work, leisure, and so on, has its own values hierarchy, with the most important value at the top. The value at the top of the hierarchy are usually more abstract than those further down and exert the most influence in your life. Values can be end values or means value, with means value occurring further down the hierarchy, acting as the rung in a ladder that enable you to reach your end values. Freedom is an end value and all other values in the chain. It means value are those that needs to be fulfilled in order to get you to your final end value. Freedom is harder to quantify, says money. In the example, you can have money without having freedom. But to have freedom, you need money. So freedom, which is an end value, is dependent on money. It means value. Creating values. Your value are essentially from over 3 periods in your life. The first period, the imprint period, occurs from the time you are of your birth to when you are approximately 7 years old. During this time, you learn largely unconsciously from your parents. Your unconscious mind starts finding it difficult to learn at the age of 8. Remember, train up a child in the way you want him to go. Even at old age, it operates it unconsciously. The modeling period occurs between the age of 8 and 13, when you learn by consciously and unconsciously copying friends. Some of your most important values, that is core values, are formed when you are around the age of 10. The socialization period occurs between the age of 14 and 21. During this time, you acquire values that affect your relationships. Conflicting values. When your means values are aligned with achieving your end values, become much easier. Unfortunately, your values can end up in conflict. You think you want to move towards an outcome, but your unconscious mind has other ideas that eventually move you away from your objective. You may have had a very financially poor childhood and have a strong away from poverty value, which is in direct conflict with a towards wealth value. Another conflict can occur when you want to move towards two outcomes simultaneously and you think you can only have one or the other. For example, you want to be thinner but also want to be able to enjoy your food. In an overriding Is an overriding value in your life stopping you from getting the satisfaction in the other area of your life? For instance, having money as your number one value may make you incredibly rich, but it may distract from you from having a fulfilling relationship. Make sure that you don't spend so long a time feeling your means value that you miss achieving your end value. Daydreaming your future reality, the power of visualization. Give yourself permission to dream and play. What will you want to succeed at? If a fairy godmother came and gave you one wish, imagine that you have all the influence, contacts, and resources that you need to fulfill your deepest desire. Got your goal. This is the end of how our mind works, a foundational course and training in neuro-linguistic programming. Thank you and God bless you.